yeah, I've been kind of doing that. There's a lot of stuff that I've been doing that isn't actually good for me to do, but I've been doing it because I've been kind of caring about everybody else's feelings and not my own. And I'm beginning to see a larger picture, being painted for me in life. No, that is so precious. Praying it will go well. Good for you. Omar, I need to tell you what I had for dinner tonight. What did you have for dinner tonight? Yeah, I mean, look, me and my missus, like, when I married my first wife, I didn't love her at all. We had a child and whatever else, and I felt a sense of a duty to bring my child up because I helped make it. I should help look after it, and I don't not calling my boy an it. I'm just saying that's the way the saying goes in the UK. So we got married because I just felt, well, that happened. I won't go into all the details of it. It is what it is. But yeah, she was a thoroughly nasty person. I'm sorry, but she just is. She was when I married her. She was even worse after I divorced her. So that was a really bad experience with me. And then, cut a long story short, I met my missus now, and I'm truly in love with my missus. She makes me happy. She makes me smile. She's the first person I go to whenever I'm not well, and to me that speaks volumes. When that's the person you want around you when you're ill, that's like the person you trust the most because you're at your most vulnerable. And I look forward to seeing her every day. What's this? It's not a bad thing to be self-centered sometimes. Never forget the friend. Yeah, well, this is something I'm learning. Genuinely. Salt and pepper, sweet chili lamb steaks with chicken and bacon pasta. Oh, yeah, whack them pictures. That sounds really good. Apart from the chili, unless it's like chili to taste, not chili for heat. Mart is collecting women like Pokemon because he's too damn handsome. You know what? Half baked, how you doing? Lovely to see you in here. Yeah. So I'm lucky. I am. I'm just lucky this time. And the problem is there's a lot of people out there that are with partners that they're not in love with. They're just there for circumstance and stuff. Doing great on this fine Monday. That's nice to hear. I actually hit the jackpot, in my opinion, and I'm grateful for that. That's why people always turn around and say to me, like, how can you be so like jolly and upbeat when you've got all of these, your back and whatever else that's going wrong with you? And it's like, yeah, I'm unlucky in health, but I'm lucky in love, and I'm good with that. I as I've said to you all thousands of times, and I would imagine a lot of people are getting fed up with hearing it now, but I have the most amazing children. I have the most fantastic grandchildren, and if that means that I have to be in pain and not be able to walk and do whatever else, I'm good with that because as far as I'm concerned, I consider myself one of the lucky ones. Because you can take a painkiller, you can't really take anything for not being wanted or in love. Might sound soppy to some people, but it is what it is. This should be the main goal for everyone in the world. Find yourself a better half, then you can spend your life without regret. That would be less pain or yeah, exactly. But the thing is, like, I've been watching, me and Craig have been watching Downton Abbey just recently, right? And it just seems to me that your class, like, is denoted by whoever your mother was, right? So when you look at rich people, the only reason that they're rich is because they came from a certain bloodline. So they're still the same people as everybody else, but because they have money and they've got this bloodline, it makes them better than everybody else. All of you are welcome, right? And it's kind of weird. Like servants in those days, and they would be defending their position to serve somebody because they can't bother to go and dress them again. Downton Abbey again. Yes, definitely. But me and Craig, we've been watching it, and and it's kind of funny, like, and then like people that go off to war and they die and stuff, and it's never really. That's about the only time that you ever get any kind of fairness, but it's only very small fairness, because it always seems to me like the uber rich dukes and earls and princes and duchesses and whatever else, they always seem to be in the war, but they always seem to have positions, and I'm not saying all of them because I don't know, so please don't take me completely at my word here, but from what I can see and understand and it's been portrayed, it always seems that they're the ones in the white tents. They're always the ones that are just like telling people where they got to go and what they have to die for and whatever else, whereas the poorer people are always the ones on the front lines. And it's just weird, just because of who you were born to or the circumstances in which you were born. To me, when they tell you like that, for argument's sake, come to America, live the dream, and whatever else, you got to doubt it, because for most people that dream will never happen, because you're not born into the right bloodline, which I think is ridiculous. Oh, you love we're on season 5 now. I think we did episode 1 of season 5. We've literally gone through it in about, I think it's about the last 4 or 5 days, and we've done the Christmas specials, and then I'm going to be watching we're going to be watching the films afterwards. But yeah, we've been really enjoying it. I cannot stand Tom. I don't understand why no one's killed him off yet. They killed off Matthew, and he was nice. They've killed off all the good ones, but they've kept Tom. Like, what's all that about? Oh, I saw an interesting fact the other day. What was that? Well, I'll tell you a secret, my buddy. But I was born naked. Yes, and that's me too. I was born naked. Yeah, Tom's just an a-hole. I thought that all of that crap in the war, and here's the thing, right? I didn't actually think the guy was a coward for putting his hand up to get it lit, to get it shot, so he could get out going to war. I know a lot of people probably have a position on him and calling him a coward, but I have a real issue with people calling people cowards. Just like not everyone can paint, not everyone can run a marathon and whatever else, not everyone can fight. And to vilify somebody or kill them for treason and shoot them, right? It is terrible, in my opinion. And I kind of see it from the other side of the coin, but you get where I'm coming from. It said that in America, an American alligator can grow up to 15 feet, but I've never seen it with any more. Oh, God. Yes, you're not catching me with that one, Mr. Pitbull. Not at all. Today I've had a glass of mead and I seem to be very calm, very cool and very collected, yet very tired, because I haven't really been sleeping well the last few days. But I've learned the ability of actually reading what people are saying and absorbing it. Who knew that could be a thing? What's this? Tom the taxi driver, or Tom the butler. The taxi driver was all right. I like the taxi driver. But Tom the butler, Mr. Barrow, that guy just needs to slip on the soap. Somebody needs to run him a bath and let him slip on the soap, break his bloody neck. But I thought the war would have changed him, made him into a nice guy, but clearly that wasn't going to be a thing. You can really tell I've been watching this properly, can't you? Because I know all of this stuff about it. And I'm sorry, but I'm saying this right now. Batesy for the win. That guy is just... he's the best character in Downton Abbey. Apart from the Dowager, of course. She's so funny. So quick-witted, but so funny. She's one of my favourites. We found out that Grandpa is addicted to Viagra. No one is taking it harder than Grandma. Hey, do you know what's weird, people? I literally heard that joke this morning. My paint is drying up here. something fierce. I might have to give this a... Yeah, let me just put a couple of drops in here because it's literally drying on the brush before I can get it over to the canvas. So, oh, look at that. It's so much better. Look how much more you can paint with it when it's not just clumping up in one spot. Yeah. Sounds delicious. It is. So I've got garlic bread and macaroni and cheese, and that's my dinner for today. And it does look really nice. It smells so good. What's everyone else having for dinner today? Or have you already had it? I don't really work out time zones, to be honest. My mum loved it. I wanted to watch it with the girls. We enjoyed it. She tried to get my dad to watch it, but he didn't want to at first. And then he got interested in a few episodes, so she started it over with him, and he was hooked. Honestly, me and Craig, right, if you knew us personally, right, you would understand that Downton Abbey would be the last thing on screen earth that we would ever watch. Like, it's just not us at all. I kind of said to him, come on, I said, let's just watch it. And then he was like, oh, fine. And we put on the first episode, and we were pretty much quiet throughout the episode, which should have been a little, what's it to say, like, okay, this is good. We both got to the end of it, and I was like, well, what do you think of that then? And he went, let's just put another one on. Just to see what happens with that one. I'm not saying I like it. I'm not saying I want to watch it. But let's just put the next one on. And then it got to the end of that one. And it was like, well, I'm not going to bed yet. So we could always watch the next one. And then bang, that was it. We were just hooked from then. I believe we actually did season 1 in one day. Hey, Suzuka. How you doing? Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. Welcome in, everybody. I'm actually trying to eat my dinner at the moment, which I've just put down now. But welcome in. What was you streaming? Money can't buy happiness. It just bought you a happy meal. Exactly. How are you doing? Can we give Suzuka a shout out, please, Pitbull, if you've got time? Thank you so much for the raid. I really appreciate it. How are you doing today? What was you up to? Hufflepuff. Yes. Nah, I'm more of a Gryffindor man myself. Although this is for my granddaughter, so I've kind of edged all bets by just doing the Crest with all of them. Oh, nice. I was just about... I think my boys are actually getting me that for Christmas, the new DLC for American one. Hopefully, I'm going to be getting on that soon. I'm playing it because I do like that game. I like them both, ETS and ATS. Well, they're basically just the same game, just in different countries. But yeah, thank you so much for coming in and raiding. It's such a nice thing to do. I try and do it as much as possible for people, and just to share the love around the community. So I appreciate you doing it. It's really kind of you. Put that bit there. So what are you going to do now? Are you going to take a break? Because I try not to engage the person that's raided too much, because you're always tired when you come off of streaming. Even if you've just been sat there playing a game. I don't know whether it's like because you're just trying to constantly entertain, or you're having fun. When you do it when streaming, it just always seems to knacker me out. I've just got to run my dog outside. Yeah, no worries. Will you take your time? But I appreciate the raid. Much appreciated. So welcome in everyone. I'm Mark Buddy 143. I'm kind of a variety streamer. I'm going to be taking a bit of a step back from streaming over the next couple of weeks because of personal reasons to do with my family. But I do all sorts of things. I have a YouTube channel. I have a Discord, which you can find in the About Me page. I do painting. I do gaming. I do all kinds of stuff. I don't generally tend to stick to one thing, one game, one genre. I'm what you call a jack of all trades, but a master of none. No worries. Yeah, streaming is a lot harder than regular gaming. Yeah, it really is. Strange, isn't it? Try and make this bit straight. I'm kind of fading it. Just go there. That. Perfect. I had a feeling that was going to come off worse than it did, but I managed to get away with it. There. There. Well, there. Over there. And then what I'll do is I'll cut this off about here-ish. I'm going to clean my brush. So if I go quiet, it's because I've got a mouthful of food. Yeah, I can't look at chat for a second because I'm kind of concentrating on this bit because I'm trying not to rotate the canvas. I kind of want to try and keep it in this orientation throughout the entire of it, but I'd need to move positions if I went up any higher. So I'm kind of stretching from where I can see this properly from here. And also make sure I get a perfectly straight line on that bit, because this is one of those things that if it didn't go straight, it would stick out like a sore thumb. There. Paint is still plumping up, even though I've used the flow agent. I'm not going to put any more in it because at the moment the paint seems kind of perfect for coverage, and if I water it down any more with the flow agent it'll start becoming see-through, so I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sit and suffer. Brilliant. All right. Now, food.
Mm-hmm.
Not so. As soon as I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but as soon as I've finished eating, I will be more talkative. Yeah. Yeah. Here. Nice. Now, go down from that bit. Away with that nicely. But yeah, with the GTA 6 announcement, I was gearing myself up mentally to build a PC to be able to play it, but it looks like we're going to have plenty of time for that. Honestly, I think that you'll find that GTA 6 is going to coincide with the new 50 series graphics cards. Because from what I see in that trailer, and granted it wasn't gameplay, but I think that you're going to be stuffed if you don't have a 50 series card, which is not great for somebody who's just bought himself a 49. But I stand by that. Anything else is just going to not perform well. I mean, it's only now that I've been able to run GTA 5 on full specs. With a decent frame rate. Food? Balls. I've literally just chopped it all down. Yeah, 8.5 years. I'm guessing that you probably need a bit of an upgrade by now. More than likely. What do you think you're going to go for? I have to be honest, no jokes here. I actually regret getting my 4090. I wish I'd have gone in for the AMD version. It's only for the fact that I'm streaming that I bought the 4090, because if not, I would have definitely gone for an AMD card. An i7. Jeez. Oh, well, if it works and does everything you need to do, I'm going to... Gifford, how you doing? In all honesty, I'm probably going to say no. I think, and the reason I say it, the 1080 card is a good card, right? But it is starting to really struggle these days with the newer games. I think that the minimum specs on stuff that people buy now should be at least in the 30 series cards, and at the very minimum a 20 series card, because at least that way then you can take advantage of RTX ray tracing and stuff, because then you can have the ability of playing games using that technology to boost your frame rate, whereas with the 1080 you can't. You get what you give them. There's no fakery that you can do to make the game more playable, smoother, or look better. Does that make sense? Oh, excuse me. Furious, how you doing, beautiful woman? I'm doing okay today. How are you? I hope you're doing very well. Here, this little tail bit here, which is weird for me, probably not for you guys through the camera here, but for me it looks like I've just done them both in exactly the same colour, but they're genuinely not. You're on vacation week, nice. Are you doing any more house stuff, or are you actually taking it easy, you know, with a gaggle of men fanning you with beach palms, feeding you grapes and wine, you know, the sort of lifestyle you should be living. True. No worries, Gifu. Yeah. The 2060 and the 2070 is probably better, to be honest, Gifu. I'm not sure yet, but that sounds way better. Yeah, exactly. You should be. You should be treated like a queen. There, done. There. So I guess apart from being on your holiday at the moment, or vacation rather, which is the same thing I guess, what else have you been up to? Apart from dreaming about me on a regular basis, which I can completely understand. It happens. Okay. There. Was sick for a couple of weeks, finally better now. See, well, of course. I mean, you know, the National Health Service in this country actually offered me a considerable amount of money for me to be an actual cure for most common colds. I had to decline, of course, because I stream and I've got, you know, I've got other responsibilities. But yeah. I did say I'll do what I can when I can, you know. I couldn't commit to more than that. Mm-hmm. Right. That. 10. Yeah. 10 there. Little 10 there. Couple of little number ones. Down there. There. Bit more paint.